Hi traders, welcome to the live webinar with FXDD. My name is Chris from Elite Currency, and we're going to take a look at the markets here on the 9th of May, 2019. A lot of choppiness on the euro dollar and low volatility in general, but we did see some price action or some movement on the Aussie and New Zealand this week because of the interest rate decisions, of course. Let's see if there are any opportunities in today's market, and we'll see what kind of environment we're looking at. But before we do that, be aware of this disclaimer. Let me share that with you in full focus so you can read that carefully. It explains that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar and video later on is for informational and educational purposes only. Okay, good. If you're looking for more live webinars like you did just now, or if you're looking at this recording, which will be added to the FXDD YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe to catch all of the videos that are added there, plus the live webinars, of course. But if you want to join the live webinars, then look at these two links. Top link is for the live trading webinars, and the bottom link is for live educational webinars. And you can see the whole schedule of the current month. So we're in May, so you'll see the schedule for May, and of course in June, then you'll see the new schedule for June. That said, now let's move on and open these charts. Well, we will start with the euro dollar, but in my view, the euro dollar is not that interesting, but just a little bit choppy and corrective and low volatility in general. So I'm not really that fond of the euro dollar at this moment. That's my view. I guess you can always squeeze a trade in somehow, and you can always try to, of course, try to trade a break to the downside or try to trade a bounce to the upside. For the moment, though, I think key levels are this fractal right here at 111.80 and the fractal right here at 111.60. That's a key support zone. If price breaks below 111.60, I think we are looking at a bearish breakout, and we might be looking at a downtrend continuation. We have a support trend line indicating the correction, and in that case, I think there's a fair chance that price might make it down to 111, which would be the next kind of support zone and target to think about. Moving averages are aligned to the downside here, so that might work. If we do get a break, however, at around, I would say 112.05, 112.15-ish, there's a fair chance the price will get up to 112.50, 112.60, up to the weekly R1, and might even extend up to 113, 113.25. Those are not really massive targets. These are targets that are close by, and that is because it could just be a simple ABC correction back up to the long-term moving average here on the daily chart, and that's it, right? We saw several rejections as price was moving up on the euro dollar recently. That pattern can easily continue. So we'll find out if this break right here, was that a false break? We'll see price maybe go up to, in that case, make an ABC correction like this. Or is this a pullback for more downtrend? I think 111.60/112.10-ish. Those are probably the key levels to think about for the moment. Actually, on the daily chart, even 112.50, but okay, on a lower time frame, 112.10-ish. Probably for that breakout. The breakout might be risky in the sense that it's very low volatile environment. So the break might easily fail in the sense that price might revert back to this average around 111.80 and just go sideways again. So what could be good for for a breakout is basically to wait for the break, but then look for a flag after that, indicating that the bears or bulls are in control, right? If the flag is up, if the break is up, excuse me, and the flag is sideways, the flag would indicate that, traders are, the bears or bulls are keeping control of that direction, and that there's a fair chance of continuation. However, if there's a close in reverse back into the average, that would not be good, right? And then there's a fair chance that it goes sideways. All right. Let's move on. I don't think that the euro dollar is that interesting from my point of view. Pound dollar making lower lows and lower highs. And if you follow our work more closely, you know that we were looking for a new bounce in here for a lower low, and then either a break or bounce at the 21 EMA. We got the bounce. Now making a series of lower lows. Fair chance that pound dollar will continue lower, I think, if it breaks this bear flag. And the question is, has it broken already? Maybe, in the sense that this candle is a question mark. If it broke, it did close below the 21 EMA. It didn't really break below this fractal. So this candle might kind of be the tiebreaker here if it is really moving lower or not. If it's a good candle, it could be considered a breakout of this flag. Target 129.30 for the moment. If it breaks above 130.50, then I would not consider it bearish anymore, and we might be looking at a bigger bullish retracement up to 131.25. And there's also a weekly pivot point, by the way, around 130.75. All right. Dollar yen still following through, although there is a strong 109.75 support zone, 110 support zone, and price did kind of respect that area in general. Still continuation. This was a little bit more high risk area because of the fact that price is so close to that support zone. We've been bearish on the dollar yen ever since here, due to the expectation that price is going to make a correction. So that move from 112 down to 110 has happened, but now price has reached the support zone. It's not really a great spot for it was a better spot to trade to the downside maybe after this candle or after it broke below the 21 EMA or maybe even here. But now it is right at support. So, it would have been better a little bit earlier than now. It is trying to break still. I don't think it's really a great area. I think, though, if it were to break with good momentum and then make a flag, then there's nothing wrong with trading that breakout and continuation. For the moment now, I don't think it's really a great spot. It was better. One second. It was better when, up in here, when price was going away from the 21 EMA, maybe even here, right? 21 EMA bounces. Now it's right at pretty strong support. Even here, maybe at one, I don't know, not that good spot here. That's a little bit too risky. But now, certainly not a good spot for the dollar yen at the moment. It could break, it could bounce, but not a good spot to trade, I think, at the moment. It's possible it could bounce as well, by the way. I only spoke about the breakout. But we would need to see a pretty strong daily candle, I think, for that. All right, we'd have to become a wick and indicate a pin bar. So what would have to happen is intraday pressure pushing it all the way up to 110, probably 110.10 or higher. And that would indicate bullish pin bar, and that could indicate a reversal. If, however, the bears keep control, and I would say today, and close below 109.75, then a downtrend continuation is pretty fair observation, I would say, right? Pretty likely. All right. Pound yen is very bearish. This is a huge momentum. And what I was looking for is a retracement and continuation. But the retracement was not, in my book, big enough or deep enough. I was looking for a retracement that would go into the 21 EMA zone and then break below it. Unfortunately, price has actually gone sideways and didn't even hit the 21 EMA. So this is a very strong bullish push. And I'm still keeping the same plan in mind, which is a retrace into the 21 EMA and a break below it. Just because price hasn't done that yet doesn't mean I'm not having that plan in mind. If it happens, that's when I'm going to be trading this short. I need once again, pull back into the 21 EMA and then a re-break below that 21 EMA for a continuation. The fact that it hasn't happened yet makes it actually, in a way, stronger. The momentum is so strong that we didn't have a normal retracement as yet, right? Price has stayed below this 21 EMA zone. Same thing for the euro yen, I believe. Let me take a look at my proprietary indicators quickly. And a little bit deeper retracement. As you can see, price went into the 21 EMA, but what I was really looking for was a little bit of a push above it. But still, it could have been okay as a retracement. That's not exactly what I was looking for because it was still too shallow. I was looking for a retracement that could actually close above the 20 EMA high and then break below it. This didn't qualify, but it actually went to the 21 EMA. So it depends. And I think that this candle more or less sealed the deal in the sense that it broke below these fractals and broke below, in a way, the flag that was taking place here. This candle right here, with some momentum on the MACD. So that could have been a good breakout trade. Breakout candle was in the middle of the Asian session zone, though. So, sorry, it was in the middle of the Asian session. So, nothing I would trade because I would be sleeping at that time. So it depends a little bit, when you're trading. But if that was a breakout trade that someone would take, it's up 45 pips. You can easily move to break even and put the stop loss above this candle high. This is a pretty dominant candle right here. Stop loss could easily go above that candle high, and the trade is out of risk. Next target, probably 122.50, which is right around the corner from here. But if it breaks that, then there's space down to 121.80. Why 122.50? Because it's a psychological round level, quarter level. All right, but same thing like the euro yen, the pound yen. I'm still waiting for a bigger retracement, like we had here, in fact, on the euro yen. And same story, waiting for that kind of retracement on the euro yen, just like the pound yen. So those two look pretty good for continuation. Not sure if that's going to happen necessarily today or tomorrow, or maybe next week even. Euro pound in a range, going sideways, bounced off the bottom of that range, now about halfway the range. Not that interesting. Dollar Swiss franc making a big bull flag. Let's renew this template. Hang on. Break number 1, 2, 3, 4, but moving down again. This might fail. I mean, if it does push again above the 21 EMA, I'm not saying that a bullish break is impossible. Doesn't look good at the moment. Definitely would wait for a bullish breakout above the R1. This is a 102.10. 102.10, indeed. All right, dollar CAD looks more bullish to me. CAD apparently weaker than the Swiss franc, and we had an ABC correction here. Rebreak above the 21 EMA was therefore bullish. This was break number 1, 2, 3. After ABC, after bounce, respecting 144, moving averages aligned, was therefore pretty bullish on the dollar CAD after this breakout. And we did get, I was indicating that we should wait for a retracement into the 21 EMA to traders from Elite Currency, at least in another webinar, and looking for a push above the 21 EMA here. So the push here was not actually the breakout. We got a retracement first and then a continuation. We are now getting, so we had a deeper retracement first. That is a little bit tricky here because it did push below these wicks. So that could have been, if you have a tight stop loss of only about 25, 30 pips, could have been a problem, right? If you go a little bit further than not. If you took the re-break here, then it was smoother breakout than the first one, actually. Second breaks typically do tend to be a little bit more smoother than first. All right, depends a little bit how you count it. I don't count this. This is the original break. This is kind of the first break after the pullback. But anyhow, now it is breaking above these fractals. So I think a 4-hour candle, not sure, maybe a 4-hour candle that could close above these fractals. could be okay. Maybe even better to look for a daily candle. Yeah, maybe a daily candle could be better. Wait for a daily candle to close above 135, I would say. Then retracement tomorrow or beginning of next week. And the daily candle should be at least maybe at least 135.25 actually. So probably rather actually close near 135.25, sorry. So, but from my point of view, pound yen, euro yen still looking the most interesting. And maybe then pound dollar, this break down to 129.30, depending on this hourly candle. And then maybe the dollar CAD, euro pound, dollar Swissy, dollar yen for the moment do not look interesting. Maybe dollar CAD and dollar yen, as I said, if today's daily candles, depending on today's daily candles. All right, Aussie had a breakout candle right here yesterday afternoon, evening-ish, European time at least, and pushing below the fractal and below the support trend line, getting a breakout, slowly but surely moving lower as part of a wave 5, I think. Not a good spot to trade right now. Your odd is at the previous top. Your New Zealand going flat does not look interesting to me. Pound odd has everything aligned to the upside, so could be a bouncing spot. Let me check the MACD 1 second. I think it's a fair chance that if we have price closing probably above 186.75, there's a fair chance, I think, of a continuation higher on this pound odd, because we are looking at a pretty strong momentum. This is looking just like a correction. So I think there's a fair chance of a trend continuation up to 189.25, then maybe 190. If we get this breakout, I think that there's probably enough momentum in this push up to consider that maybe some type of wave 3, this wave 4, and up for wave 5, for instance. So pound odd looks interesting too. Pound New Zealand doesn't. Big doji on the daily charges like the euro New Zealand, big wick at the top, hit the target too. So not interesting. Pound odd looks better. All right. Finally, Ali, I'm going to take a look at your yen. We are looking at some bearish momentum following other yen pairs indeed. And falling quickly indeed. Aussie, not only the yen is, dollar yen is moving lower, but the odd USD too. So got both the, that works double as fast on the odd yen basically. And we're getting into a spot where odd yen is showing a lot of momentum. So going along at 76.40, it seems risky to me. There may be some support levels. Let's see, stop loss 76.20. It's a Camarilla level. Okay, gotcha. I'm not sure if I have this Camarilla levels here. Oh, these are normal pivot points. So there's any case, there's a Camarilla L5, support 76.41. But price has already actually gone a little bit below that, as you can see, indeed. in the meantime. Actually, 76.33 now. So it seems to be breaking. Considering last hour's hourly candle seems pretty strong. That's a candlestick that indicates that a breakout is a little bit more likely than a bounce. I would say it's a pretty strong candle. Bears keeping control there, I think. And yeah, I'm not. We can take a look at what kind of targets might be stopping spots from a fib point of view, at least. Let's put a fib from here to here. That also was 76.42 actually. Could be good maybe to keep an eye on the 4-hour candle if there's a wick or some kind of reaction here. But for the moment, this is just momentum. Also, if you get even a 4-hour candle that is showing some bounce, the 1-hour chart is really showing quite a lot of impulse. So just like the euro yen and pound yen, I think it might, if it does retrace, it might make a retracement up into 77. But then it could easily continue for one more lower low, in my view. TP at 81 would compensate a lot of that risk, because if it does get to 81, of course, you got a huge profit for very low risk. But you got to realize that such a massive reward to risk ratios, although earn a lot, you would be earning 460 pips. 460 versus a 20 risk. So it's a massive 23-1 R2R. So if you risk even 1/4%, you're making 12. No, now I'm getting confused. It is 460 divided by 20. It's 23-1. 1/4%, you make 6%. But we got to realize that those targets in such a ratio typically take very long. Of course, then there's also a fair chance price will not get to that target. Moving averages are aligned to the downside. It's considering the weakness of the Aussie and the strength of the yen for the moment. That's a tough one, I think, for the moment. And as I said, the 1-hour chart to me seems very likely that if it does get up to 77, that it will still make a lower low, in my view. Just like the euro yen and pound yen. Now, there's no guarantee that necessarily the price will make upside and then re-break below the 20 EMA. It might not. It might use the 20 EMA as a bounce, and then you might get that trade, right? That's possible. But at the moment, it seems quite a tough thing, I think, to get this trade. But if you think that there's a fair chance that this play may play out, then the R2R is certainly very appealing, and would compensate a lot of that risk. Even if this trade only works out 1 in 10 times, the R2R actually would compensate that low probability. So there's something to say for that. But I'm not sure about the target. I'm not sure about the bearish momentum. I would rather probably wait personally. My experience is that R2Rs with reversal trades like that sometimes indeed happen, but they're quite rare. You have a better chance to squeeze 4, 5, 6 R2R, 8 R2R with the trend setup than to squeeze out 25-1 on a reversal setup, typically. Although it can happen, right? But those reversals are more exceptions in a way. Such a big reversals takes also sometimes quite a long time. Bitcoin pushing up in what could be a wave 1, maybe a 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So eventually, I would still expect the ABC down, usually speaking. Let's take a look at S&P 500. And yet another continuation. And market really trying to break below the 21 EMA. That would be a huge difference with this bounce right here, in fact. Right? So if we do get this candle, that would mean a lot. I mean, that would indicate for the first time the price is below the 21 EMA in months on this daily chart. Last time was around right at the beginning of this year, in fact, 1st of January. After that, it's been uptrend. So that could indicate a bigger retracement. And once it did that here, you can see pretty big retracement. Now, here we had the same, and that was just a light retracement. So it also depends on the 144 EMA reaction at the 144 EMA. That would be the next target if it does close here below the 21 EMA. All right, if it breaks below that, then if it breaks below the 21 EMA the 144 EMA on the daily, then it would be the 144 EMA in a weekly, which is the next target. If it breaks below that, we're looking at maybe even the 144 EMA on the monthly, right? Those are potential reversal targets. All right. Well, I have nothing to add. I think that that's it from my side. Wish you all good trading, and hope that to see you in the next webinars, live webinars here. You can check out those links I mentioned at the beginning, or of course, don't forget to subscribe to FXDD YouTube channel for more videos, but also live webinars, if just in case you missed them, that are added there. Be careful. It is quite a volatile market. A low volatile market. But I do think that some pairs might be set up. In my view, pound odd looks interesting. In my eyes, euro yen and pound yen. Maybe small trade on the pound dollar, and maybe dollar CAD, dollar yen at the end of the day, maybe beginning of next week, let's say, depending on today's daily candle. All right. So those are some of my ideas, at least for the moment. Once again, wish you good trading and see you very soon. Cheers.